Week 7 is in the books, and it was filled with some major injuries. We go over some rumors going around the league. Somebody's birthday is today, and we have a big announcement.
Welcome to the JSD Fantasy Football Podcast with your boy, Scott Papa Fox Jackson, my guy, Mr. Prestige John Evans, and the one and only bearded warrior, Big Dale Gibson, and we are JSD. Welcome to the pod, y'all.
All right, I'm John.
I'm Scott.
I'm Dale.
And we are JSD Fantasy. How you boys doing?
Woo-hoo. Jake, baby. We here.
Doing good. Glad to be back.
All right. So for a lot of you might have wondered where we were last week. Well, I was away on my anniversary trip with the wife, and these guys got super busy. No big deal. Hope you didn't miss us too bad, but hopefully you missed us some. Going off that, we're going to go ahead and announce that we're going to start doing our recordings on Monday nights after the game or games, depending on. And that way these episodes are available to you on Tuesdays prior to waiver claims going through Tuesday nights, typically. If you're doing Yahoo redraft, typically that's when waivers go through. Sleeper's a different beast because they do daily fab waivers. Just depends on your format or platform and how you guys have that set up. But that way everybody can be ready for the typical waivers, because also on Sleeper, you don't get waivers Tuesday mornings. It's kind of like the big reset of the week. So we'll record Monday nights after the Monday Night Football game. That'll give us some nice reactionary to what had just happened for the week and that game. And if you're lucky, you'll probably have an upset between one of the three of us in one of our leagues that we're in together, which are plentiful. So there should be plenty of smack talk, bragging rights, etc. So starting next week, we'll record on Monday nights, air Tuesday. That way we can get your waivers taken care of ahead of time. And if you guys have questions, you can hit us up. We can answer those before waivers go and process as well. So take advantage, get involved with us. Let's go.
Let's get it.
So, all right. Well, fellas, we had a lot of injuries this week.
Oh boy, never-ending injuries. I'd probably say the three most important, or not even three most important, but the latest of the season ending is Chris Godwin, the most recent, Brandon Ayuk, unfortunately, and Deshaun Watson. Whatever. Yeah, man, this is tough. It's kind of crazy right now. They got to actually look into this dude because something's really going on.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on this year with injuries, but it's nothing like I've seen before. The amount of players that I've lost on all my teams across every platform is ridiculous. I've run out of IR spots on basically every team that I have. I'm ready to just hit the reset button and not go through these injuries again. So let's just skip forward a little bit.
All right. Well, luckily enough for me, I chose all the mid players. None of my guys did nothing hard enough to get hurt. Let's fucking go.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. So, aside from injuries, we got some players that have come back and have gotten going, and we're excited to see where they're going to keep going. Joe Mixon came back last week, and he's been doing just fine. My guy, Nick Chubb, came back this week, and he did all right. He's looking good. He's playing. I know that they were going to start out slow, managing workload, just making sure he's right. And I think he's right, fellas. I think it's Nick Chubb time, and I've had him in my IR spot waiting for this moment. So here we go. Go
Yes.
Dogs.
Buddy.
Yes, I know you have, and I tried to him multiple times.
Yeah.
And I would say they were all very valid, fair trades, but John is very stingy when it comes to his Georgia guys. All of them. So
I really am.
So no surprise that you held on to him this long, and glad to see him back. Glad to see him get a touchdown in his first game back. So we'll see where he goes from here, but hopefully everything trends up for sure.
Yeah, Chubb is trending up. I just don't know about the Browns, right? So Chubb has got it. We'll see if the Browns can allow him to actually succeed. So
Well, I think with the Browns doing what they've been doing, it's the perfect recipe for Chubb to do what Chubb does. But now that Deshaun Watson's out, not that we ever wish injury on any player, I think Jerry Jeudy and a couple other people, Njoku, are going to start seeing some legit targets. And I think it might be a little bit more well-balanced team. So I think we might see some stuff from the Browns. I'm not diving all in. I'm still tampering expectations for Chubb for the moment. I want to see how things go, how he progresses, see what's sustainable, and go from there. But it could be a couple players there in the Browns that could fill some of those injured players' spots that everybody's had. So keep an eye out.
Well, they have Jameis throwing the ball now, so we all know how Jameis is. He's a gunslinger, Mr. 30 for 30. So he's just going to throw the ball and see what happens. Like
spray and pray.
Yep, they don't have any other option. They lost their other quarterback to a hand injury.
Finger. Yep.
Yeah. So Winston's just going to go out there and truck the ball downfield and throw it 1,000,001 times and see what happens. It's not like he really has anything to play for at this point. He's the only option they have. So he's going to go out there, throw the ball a ton, and hopefully that means a lot of targets for Jeudy and Njoku, and then run game and get Chubb mixed in back in there and back to a regular workload.
Yeah, thanks. So news in the league. I know we talked about this earlier. Cooper Kupp is on the market.
So it seems. Rams are looking for a second rounder?
Second.
Apparently the talk is they're trying to get all the old geezers out of that club and fill them up with dynasties.
Yep.
So we'll see how it goes. See who's in the market. Tampa Bay just got really hungry in the market. San Francisco, don't know if we can afford to have anybody else come aboard. That's not a rookie. Nobody's going to do that. So Tampa Bay is a good landing spot. Browns just freed up a spot there.
The Chiefs.
Keep an eye out for the Chiefs.
Chiefs are fine. Leave them. They don't need it.
The cold part is, though, they're probably going to get a second rounder from somebody because they're willing to take on most of his salary. That's the kicker, which also opens up the options for more teams to take him on. The Chiefs.
What do you guys think if he went to Denver and had Bo Nix thrown to him?
Terrible.
I wouldn't be necessarily excited about it, but I don't think it'd be all bad either, right? So
yeah,
it'd be good for Bo Nix.
Don't get me wrong, Bo Nix isn't a terrible quarterback. I just don't think he gives Cooper Kupp any value.
I feel like he'd have value. He wouldn't tank Cooper Kupp's value. He wouldn't add that much value to him, though.
I don't know. He's kind of a dual threat, Bo Nix is. He can run, he can throw. But I think if he can get some he doesn't have to throw it far. Just get the Kupp, and he can get some yards after the catch pretty consistently. And with their defense, it could be pretty balanced. It's not like they're going to get too tired. It should be pretty even.
I wouldn't be too mad at it, right? But I wouldn't be excited about it. I'd be like, oh, okay, it's a new place, right? See how this goes.
Yeah, I'm not lobbying for it. I'm just asking.
But as a Cup and Mahomes owner, Chiefs, the Chiefs, baby.
Well, if you're a Mahomes owner in fantasy football, you already hate yourself because he is not good when it comes to fantasy
Cruising.
football.
I actually feel like Mahomes is going to bounce back. They're either going to bust a trade or they're going to figure out something in that offense, and Mahomes is going to get back to doing what Mahomes does.
I don't know about that. They have not looked good on offense this year, and they just keep getting lucky and winning these games. And the fact that they're undefeated still is crazy. And I can't. I
Grinding
can't.
that shit out.
Yeah, I can't imagine like Mahomes is having the worst season of his career so far, and they're undefeated. It makes no sense.
It's almost as if some kind of make-believe story.
The script.
Anybody that's listening to audio and not watching the video, you're missing out on a lot of my facial expressions tonight. So, all right. So, anything else kind of shock us this week, fellas? Any surprises or hot takes?
Kareem Hunt's return and dominance so far. Sticking on the Chiefs wagon. Was definitely not expecting that. When we had the news of Kareem Hunt going back to the Chiefs, it was like, okay, it's cool. And then it's actually been like, whoa, this is cool. So wasn't expecting that. Definitely been surprised by his production so far. So
I'm gonna go with the two trades that just happened. Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams from last week. Amari Cooper looked good. He seemed to fit right in there with Josh Allen. Even got a touchdown. Devontae Adams, not so much. 3 for 33. So we'll see how those pan out. But I think the Cooper Allen trade is going to work out a lot better, at least in my opinion, than Devontae and Rodgers. It's just not. It's not prime Rodgers and Devontae anymore.
Yeah, I think the Cooper move to Buffalo also boosts Keon Coleman a little bit. I think you're going to have finally that person to fill Stephon Diggs' shoes and draw coverage. So it's going to be probably a little bit more evenly spread out. But Allen's going to have his favorites, and he's going to trust who catches the ball consistently. So you got that. I got a hot take. Aaron Rodgers is not that good anymore. He is making poor decisions. He's getting the ball out quickly, but he's not doing it well. It's not resulting in any kind of catch, any progression down the field. It's just sloppy, and it just doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know, guys. I think this might be his last hurrah. If he doesn't get it together, it's great he got his buddy there with him, but I don't think it's going to do anything if he can't get the ball to him or any other players besides Breece Hall.
Yeah, it's looking like Rodgers is done. He looked like an old man out there. That's the thing. Looks like an old guy that thinks he still got it and he's trying, but just can't get it right. So it was nice, Rodgers, while it lasted.
I think they give it one more year, and depending on where they end up at the end of the year with the draft, they'll probably draft a quarterback, first, second round, I would assume, so they can sit behind Rodgers that one season and then move on the next season after that. I think he's going to see his contract through, and that'll be the end. Like you said, he's not Aaron Rodgers of old, and he looks terrible.
Isn't this the last year of his contract? Because I thought he signed a 2-year contract.
I believe he has one more.
They might have restructured after the injury. I'm not sure. We'll try to find that out and let you guys know.
Fact check.
Yeah, so I say they just trade for Jordan Love.
Bring all the Packers back.
I'm sure he would love it.
So we're just going to keep the continuous cycle of Packers to the Jets, Packers to the Jets, all the way through.
Yes. That might be the way that they actually figure it out.
Is Rodgers then going to go to the Vikings?
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't think he's got enough steam like Favre did. So,
Oh,
All right.
also,
sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
oh no, I just want to touch really quickly. Jameson Williams is suspended for 2 games. Not sure what he was taking, if it was helping him at all. Maybe that's why he's been getting all those damn targets this year. But he's going to be taking a little time out. And now Sam Laporta can finally get back to producing.
Speaking on that, yeah, he got caught PEDs. What do you guys think about Khalif Raymond?
He's been
Is he a
showing
target?
promise. I wouldn't necessarily target him unless this next game shows us something different. I think he's still going to essentially be producing how he's been. Right?
The last 2 games, he's gotten double-digit points in fantasy. I didn't realize that until earlier.
I think it all depends on your wide receiver room and what it looks like. Did you lose Ayuk? Did you lose Godwin? Are you thin at receiver and you want to take a flyer on somebody like that? Then sure, why not? But if you're decent at receiver, if you're solid, then there's no reason. But if you took a hit and you need some depth, then yeah, why not?
I say it's worth a try. Don't expect a lot, but if you remember last year when Williams joined the Lions, he was out the first few games for his off the field stuff, and I believe somebody got really good. What's his name? Is it Amon-Ra St. Brown? Yeah, so maybe it is worth a flyer, especially if you lost a player in the Bucks or the Niners or whomever else. Yeah, if you got a roster spot, it might be worth a stash and see how he develops. But it might be worth a shot. Might not. It's just the luck of the draw, right?
Take a flyer in deeper leagues.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So, all right, fellas, time for my favorite segment. Where did the bad fantasy football hurt you?
Oh, this week everywhere.
Obviously,
Everywhere.
aside from injuries, where did it hurt you?
Oh no.
Just
Outside of
injuries.
injuries, it was just bad. It was just some bad football this week. I personally feel like you either did really well or you were just hurt. And for me personally, I was hurt. And I think out of my 22 leagues, I probably lost in about 15 of them. So not a good week. The main league, our work league, the mighty will always fall at some point. My undefeated streak came to an end. Oh, my heart. That's where it hurt my heart.
It was
So,
bound
yeah.
to happen.
No, it wasn't. It was supposed to go all the way. It's supposed to go all the way.
Nope, happens to the best of us, dude.
So,
All
yes,
good.
that's where it hurt right there.
Yeah.
So mine, besides injury, I did lose Chris Godwin. I lost Mike Evans. Luckily, I did not have Ayuk anywhere. So outside of injury, I'm going to say C.J. Stroud. I just busted a trade for C.J. Stroud the week before and upgraded my quarterback, and he did not pan out at all. I mean, talk about underperforming. I think he gave me 9 points. Hopefully it's just a 1 week thing, but CJ Stroud hurt me this week.
Yeah, I think it is a 1 game thing. So fingers crossed for you, bud. CJ Stroud should see better days. I'll tell you where I got hurt. Deebo Samuel. Did this man not tell anybody he was sick and decide to run 4 plays and then call it? I swear I got the notification. I thought it was 10 minutes before the game. I think it was 10 minutes after the game. And he put up a big goose egg and probably definitely cost me a victory in the work league. So it was sad. I don't feel good, but that's where it hurt me.
Yeah, that one's tough. I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan had an idea or an inkling of what was going on, but as we all know, Kyle Shanahan loves to just save things for the last minute or just not at all. So
Yeah. First CMC and his Achilles tendonitis, just questionable. Nope. Now you're on IR. And now Debo going into the game. Most likely people, Shanahan especially, knew he was dealing with something. And the fact that they just didn't rule him out to begin with, to me is questionable. Like, why even risk it? You know, if you're that sick, if you know your player's that sick, just keep him out. Like, that's why you have depth. Just keep him out. Have him go get checked out. I mean, he went to the hospital, fluid on his lungs and pneumonia. It's not good. So
it's just serious.
having him out there was a bigger risk than what it was worth. And hopefully he's good going forward. There's no timeline for his return from what I've seen. So just hoping he can get healthy and not rush himself back too fast, because he needs to take care of himself.
Yeah, last time I checked, fluid in the lungs is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he did get discharged though, so hopefully he's doing better. Can't really bank on him being ready this Sunday. We play Sunday, right? Yep, Sunday night against the Cowboys. So yeah, we'll see. If you have Debo, keep an eye on him. You may have to put somebody else in, but you're going to be limited with choices if they don't announce something earlier than the 90 minutes before the game on Sunday night. So make sure you got a Cowboy receiver, an extra Niners receiver, Giants receiver, Steelers receiver if you need to fill that spot, unless it's a flex in any of those teams, any of those positions. So, all right, guys. Got any starter sits?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I knew Scott had a couple built up, ready to go.
So, question for you guys: Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy?
Birthday boy, you want to go first? Today's Dale's birthday, by the way, everyone. Dale's birthday. He is 40 years old today.
No,
40. Wait,
I am not 40.
Oh,
thank you though. Oh. Thank you though, old man.
Don't want to join the club yet, eh?
No, I still have 7 years. I am 33, so I'm not quite there yet, John.
Okay, well, we were waiting on you. Just enjoy those 30s. 33 is a good year. It's a good number.
I'm working on it. Still getting used to this 33-year-old body, so we'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
But you said Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
This week, I'm going to have to go Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders. He's got to have a get-right game at some point, right? And what game to do it against than the Raiders? Their defense is not good. And yeah, he's got to get on track, because this is not the Patrick Mahomes that we are used to seeing. And for some reason, he is still in the MVP conversation. And in some polls, he's the front runner, which is blasphemous. I don't understand it. I understand they're undefeated, yada yada yada. His numbers do not show MVP level play. So outside of that, this has got to be his get right game, because that offense is just limping by at this point. It's really Kareem Hunt who's getting him points on offense. Patrick Mahomes will make a play here and there, but he's not he's not making those big time plays and putting up touchdowns like we're used to. And as far as Brock Purdy, he's devoid of offensive weapons. No CMC, no Debo possibly. Ayuk's gone. Kittle's hurt. Juwan Jennings is dealing with a hip injury. So who are you left with on offense? Mason is not a pass catching running back. You got Ricky Pearsall, who's a rookie and coming off of a gunshot injury. He looked good, but still, is he fully 100%? We don't know. You got Jacob Cowing. You got Chris Conley. That's all you're left with on that offense when you take into account all the injuries on that team. So I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes this week over Brock Purdy.
All right. I love it when I disagree with Dale. It's my favorite. So after that long rant, I say Brock Purdy over Patrick Mahomes. For some reason, the Raiders always have Mahomes kind of rattled and shaken. And if he's gonna lose a game, I hope it's to them. Just for the fact. Now, I'm not saying the Raiders defense is the greatest. I just hope Max Crosby gets in there and just like tears him up at least 7 times. So you got Brock Purdy. Yes, he has limited weapons. He does still have Jordan Mason. He has Ricky Pearsall. Cowing, Conley, Ronnie Bell, stay at home. Stay at home, Ronnie Bell. But it's Dallas defense. That defense is not good. It's worse than a lot of other defenses. I think Brock Purdy has the ability to run the ball and get shifty. Shanahan's offense, get creative. They could make something happen. Kittle is hurt with an ankle sprain. They're keeping an eye on that. But, I mean, there might just be some second stringers pulling off some fun, crazy plays, and that's going to be an entertaining game, especially since it is a big rivalry that we have with Cowboys. So I'm going to go Brock Purdy. I think he has the edge. He doesn't have the refs, but he has the talent. So I say Brock Purdy. Good question.
Just for undefeated.
I think if anybody's going to have a good game against the Cowboys, and it's not Brock Purdy, it's going to be Jordan Mason because their run defense is horrendous. So watch for a big game for Jordan Mason.
Yep, I still think Purdy will be involved in that. A lot of RPOs or a lot of creative plays that actually get that offense running on a different rhythm. That's gonna just, like you said, decimate that run defense that's non-existent practically. So
yeah.
All right. So Dale, you got a starter sit?
Yeah.
Or did I put you on the spot? It's your birthday. I don't want to do that to you.
You kind of put me on the spot. I was actually going through the list right now. So
okay,
you go ahead and do yours. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Since we like to do same games a lot, Kyron Williams, Aaron Jones.
Gotta go Aaron Jones, man. I can't even lie. When he's been healthy this season, even last season, when he's been healthy the last couple of years, people want to count him out. He fucking gets it, dude. Aaron Jones still got it. So Kyron's been a beast all season. But against that Rams defense, man, I gotta take Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kyron. I'm gonna go Kyron Williams on this one. He's been basically that entire offense. I mean, he's put up yards, he's put up touchdowns, and with no Cooper Kupp, no Puka Nacua, it's kind of run through Kyron, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. We'll see if Kupp's back. We'll see if Kupp's back this week, and is he 100%? Is he not? We'll see. I still think they're going to lean heavy on Kyren. And yes, the Vikings have a really good defense, but Kyren's a dual threat running back. You know, he's good out of the backfield catching passes. You can line him up in the slot. You can do a lot of things with him, and I think that versatility is going to help him against that defense. So I'm going to lean more towards Kyren in this game.
I think I'm going to agree with Scott on this one. I think it will be Aaron Jones over Kyren because the Rams defense, because there are other weapons. So for the Vikings, so he's not going to get bottled up with a run defense. Even though Kyren Williams has never let that stop him, we saw how much he ran against the Niners and just made it look like we didn't have anything going on at all. But I also have another fear that Kyren Williams, the heavier his workload gets and stays, his risk of injury is just it's almost like waiting for a tight like string to snap. And I think if they're not smart about it, they're running out of options in LA. They may push him to his limit and lose him. So I don't know. Just call it a hunch. Never wish injury on anyone. But like Blake Corum might be a good piece to have on your bench just in case. Scott, I know you have him a couple places, so I know you're smiling over there for that one. But but yeah, I do like Aaron Jones in this one. Especially if he's still doing okay from that injury he got before the bye. But two very excellent running backs that doesn't seem, what is it? They're you bet on the player, not the defense going against them. They are kind of matchup proof to the Saints.
Yes, sir. Just kind of piggybacking off of that real quick. That is particularly why I actually ended up trading Kyren. I want to say it was like week 4 or 5. For that specific reason, because Kyren's a beast. That's why I drafted him. But the deeper the season goes, just the heavier his load, like you said, the chance of injury is high. And he's been an injury-prone player so far in his career. So.
Yeah, I think there's just they're running out of pieces, and if they keep depending on him like that, it's just going to spell trouble. So they really need to watch that. Maybe try to spread that ball around a little bit more. Get Corum more involved. Colby Parkinson's right there. Just spread the ball out a little bit. I know if Kupp comes back, that'll help a lot, and then that worry kind of goes away a little bit. But as it keeps going, Puka keeps. Well, you said he's back at practice, right?
Back at practice.
All right.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're on the right way. And if they don't trade Kupp, then they've got plenty of options there. And Kyren could have a full, healthy season, but we'll see.
All right. I'm going to go tight end. So I don't think we've done this one before.
You are.
So Sam Laporta or Kyle Pitts?
All right.
Who's Atlanta playing?
Atlanta is playing the Buccaneers.
Yes.
They are playing the Buccaneers.
Who are the
You've
Lions
got
playing?
Lions play the Titans.
Ooh. I can't even lie. I think that one I'm going to have to go with Sam Laporta.
That's kind of where I'm leaning to for the obvious reason.
Yeah, because the Titans, they have a good defense, but they're going to be focusing on Amon-Ra, Gibbs, shutting down the run. I think Sam Laporta is just going to be that lucky guy. Just, hey, I'm here. Thank you. So I think it's going to be Sam Laporta's bounce back game, just for the sole fact that the Titans are going to be focused on everybody else in the offense besides him.
Yeah. Plus, you have the added bonus of Jameson Williams not being there. And the fact of the matter is, if Will Levis plays, and if he doesn't, was it Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph.
All right. So the Titans aren't going to have the ball on offense very often. the defense is going to get tired, which means they're not going to be able to cover the Lions. Sam Laporta is going to get the ball. I would bet on that. Even though I have been progressively getting higher on Kyle Pitts the past couple of weeks because he's been producing, they've decided to give him the ball. Sam Laporta.
And I'm going to disagree with both of you. Again,
Ooh.
we can't seem to agree on anything. I'm going Kyle Pitts. He's finally getting into a rhythm in that offense. I think at least in our work league, he's put up 19, 15, and I want to say 12 points the last 3 weeks consecutively. So he's starting to get into a rhythm in that offense, and he just needs some touchdowns in between here and there. So I think based on that, Laporta's not had the season we thought he would have coming off of last season. This could be his get right game. We'll see, but I'm going to stick with the consistency that Kyle Pitts has been on, and I'm running with Pitts.
I hope so. I'd love nothing more for Kyle Pitts to actually get the production we were all promised since he was drafted. What is it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
4, I think.
4?
Is this his 4th season?
Oh, my God. Well, he's played a full total of about a half a one production-wise. So, do you guys have any other starter sits before we move on?
No,
All right.
I'm good.
I'll take that silence and awkward pause as we're good to go.
No, this is he was drafted in 21, so his 4th season, right?
Third season.
Third season. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hopefully Kyle Pitts. Let's go. Trade targets, fellas. Anybody you sell on high, but trying to buy low, take advantage of the situation. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to get rid of some of my trash for Chris Godwin. You think I can do it?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he is about the lowest buy you can do right now.
Nah,
Yeah.
you probably the lowest. I would sell high on Tank Bigsby. Sell him right now off that monster game he had. Get what you can for him because I don't see this being a long-term thing. Not at all.
Are you saying that because of Travis Etienne coming back, or are you scared of Dearness Johnson getting more involved?
Yeah, so you got to think the coach speak right now is that Travis Etienne is still running back one. Dearness Johnson is definitely going to be stealing targets. Essentially, for Tank Bigsby, if they're winning, he's in the game, he's doing his thing, right? He's getting his touches. I don't see the Jags winning too many games, so Dearness Johnson is going to be the back end majority of the time when they only got a losing game script going. So I'd say high on Tank Bigsby. I feel like it's probably going to be the best game we'll have for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick with the running back position as well. I'm going to sell Javonte Williams. He's finally got his rhythm in that offense. I think it's 3 out of the last 4 weeks. He's averaged about 26 points per game. So he's finally got his rhythm and looking like the Javonte we were expecting last year. But granted, he's coming off that injury, so he's back to fully healthy, and especially him putting up that big game this last week. There's going to be a lot of people out there that are probably looking for a top end running back like that. I'm not going to say he's a tier 1, but he's probably a middle tier 2 running back at least. Somebody that definitely can get you, at least his points line, and if not over, from how he's been playing recently. So I'm going to sell high on Javonte Williams.
Okay, I can see that. I don't know if I have a sell high, but I do have a buy low. And if you can do it, I think it'd be a really good one. Marvin Harrison Jr. has not been producing. And a lot of people are probably getting really tired and frustrated with that, especially since he was going at the end of the first, beginning of the second round. I'm going to be trying to pick him up if I can just – I don't even have to start him, especially if I'm looking okay. Now, if it's one of those leagues where I lost, you lost Evans or Godwin or Ayuk or anybody from before that, like that might just be a good target. Try to throw something at it because they're tired of not getting numbers. Maybe a receiver that's been consistent with low teens as far as fantasy points the last few weeks at least. Throw that out there. You may try like Alan Lazard. He's still proven to be a target of Aaron Rodgers, even though Aaron Rodgers sucks. And Devontae's in town now. That may change still. That may change. He may not need Lazard as that safety blanket because he's played with him in the past. Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have not been connecting, seeing eye to eye like they should by now. Devontae and him haven't caught their rhythm yet. I think you can you could sell high on Alan Lazard or mid and buy low on Marvin Harrison Jr. In fact, I'll be right back. I'm going to go do that trade.
I
love some Lazard, man.
Yeah, while I see where you're coming from with that, as far as the production from Lazard and the lack thereof from Marvin Harrison, I don't know if anybody trades a wide receiver 3 for a wide receiver 1 and pulls it off.
Someone that's desperate and very tired of not seeing the production happen. You may have to throw something in there with him.
Yes.
But I mean, I think you could still get the deal done with an Alan Lazard and another piece.
I think maybe Lazard plus another piece. That might work.
See if they're hurting at running back and they need a back, like one on their bench. They don't have any on their bench, something like that. Offer them some pieces that they could use.
I think definitely something maybe a little more, at least close to home, as far as like wide receiver 1 for wide receiver 1. You might be able to do like a Deontay Johnson. Granted, he had one bad game recently, but the Panthers just offense in total had a bad game. But you could do a Deontay Johnson and one of your lower bench pieces, maybe, depending on where the Harrison Jr. manager's weak at. If it's 2 wide receivers, a wide receiver and a running back, you might be able to pull that off. But like I said, a wide receiver 3, now that they have Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams over there, I think that'll be a little harder to pull off.
Even with the numbers still showing?
Even with the numbers still showing, it was Devontae's first game there. So obviously he's going to have a little more, chemistry with Lazard through the season up to that point. So I think getting Adams in there for more than half a week, whatever it was, I think that is going to help build that chemistry again between those two in this new offense that he's in. And you're going to start to see less Lazard and then more Adams. And then you're still going to see the same, I think, with Wilson, but I think Lazard's definitely going to take a hit.
For sure. I just think that this is the time to strike if you're going to try to get any kind of return on Lazard.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
don't think he's so high.
Yeah, I don't think you won't get anything for Lazard. I just don't know if it'll be Marvin Harrison Jr.
No. Yeah, I didn't mean to imply that. So
on the running back side of that, so I know, Dale, you were saying like Deontay Johnson, another bench piece. If they're running back, you could also try maybe to sell a J.K. Dobbins 1-for-1. See if they go for that, right? J.K. Dobbins has had, I wouldn't say a couple of rough weeks, but he's like either hit projections, slightly under, slightly over. So maybe it actually pulled that one off.
Yeah, J.K. has not had a good couple of weeks. That game last night, It just looked like he was running angry and in place. He couldn't get anywhere.
The game was weird last night.
It really was. I don't think if you're a Dobbins owner, I wouldn't panic, but now would not be the time to try to sell him because you're not going to get the value you could, because it was just a bad game. And last week, I'm not even sure what happened, but yeah.
Now, one running back for possibly Marvin Harrison. If you're strong at running back and the manager is the Marvin Harrison Jr. manager needs a running back, I think maybe Bucky Irving. If he's just kind of sitting on your bench, or you're using him as a flex piece because you got two strong running backs, I think you could do a Bucky Irving, and I don't know if it'd be a 1-for-1, but Irving with a lower tier wide receiver, just so they get that extra wide receiver piece in there. I think you could pull that off for sure.
Yeah, I can even see the 1-for-1, especially if they're doing fine with some other pieces on their bench for a receiver, and they're hurting at spare running backs. That might be the way to go. Irving might upgrade them from what they have as it is if they're overloaded on receivers. So that might not be a bad play there. And if the tilting point is them pushing that, oh, well, I need a receiver for Marvin Harrison Jr., throw him Allen Lazard. Will somebody just please take Lazard from me? Have you guys caught the theme yet? I'm just wondering.
Lazard.
Thank you.
So
What I was going to say as well, I'm actually going to zag a little bit. So not a buy low or sell high, but a buy high. I would buy high on Josh Allen. Get him before the price is too much, because I think he's trending up. They have Amari Cooper now, starting to mesh a little better with Joe Brady, getting the offense together. I don't think he's even scratched the surface of the season. He might just end as MVP if they really hit their stride.
And it's funny you say that, because a couple episodes ago I was saying to buy low on Josh Allen because he was kind of in a rut. But now that he's got Amari Cooper, I think this offense can turn around. And speaking of Amari Cooper, I just pulled off a trade for Amari Cooper, and I traded away Mike Evans. Was not a 1-for-1. It was Amari Cooper and Austin Eckler for Evans and I want to say Devin Singletary. So I definitely got the A side on that, given Evans is now out with a hamstring injury. Don't wish injury on anybody, but sorry to that manager that got the shit end of the deal, but thank you.
definitely got the deal done at the right time. So, all right. Guys got anything else? I mean, I keep looking.
I'm just glad I got
I don't see anything else.
No,
I'm
waiver
just glad
wire.
I got rid of that's true.
We got to go over our waiver wires, boys.
Yeah, just so we can lay claim for the last time. Next week it'll be for for real advice for everyone. So this is for bragging rights because the episode won't air until after waivers happen. But yeah, who are we targeting for waivers tonight?
Go ahead,
So I
Scotty.
would say, most def. I'm actually trying to pick back up Dontavian Wicks. So I know a lot of people have dropped him after the last couple of weeks. He was the hot waiver wire ad. I actually used Dontavian Wicks as a trade piece. I used my number one waiver, picked him up, and traded him and Tyreek Hill for Amon-Ra and J.K. Dobbins, right? Then that manager had a bad couple weeks of Dontavian Wicks and dropped him. And I actually want to pick him back up because the Green Bay offense, man, you want to have a piece of it somehow, some way.
Now, if you can pick him back up and then trade him to that manager again, you're the go.
Trade master.
So I'm going to double back on a player I said 2 weeks ago, because he's still out there in a lot of leagues. and I think he's still worthy of a pickup. If you're tired of your Aaron Rodgers play, if for whatever reason you had Deshaun Watson, or you had whatever Titans quarterback there was, or you lost Tua and you're still trying to pick up quarterback here or there, Drake May. Go pick up Drake May. I think I had a good one 2 weeks ago on that. He's played 2 good games so far, and he doesn't just give you that passing upside, but he rushes as well. He can make plays with his legs, and that'll get you those extra points on top of his passing ability, which I think has surprised a lot of people in the 2 games that he's played. And he's going against that Jets defense that's been kind of shaky at best recently. So I would say if you need a quarterback, go pick up Drake May. I think you can plug him into your starting spot, and at the very least, super flex if you're playing in 2 quarterback.
Totally understandable. Probably should have took that advice a couple of weeks ago, honestly, in a couple of leagues, especially for Superflex.
That's why I picked him up.
Good call. Good call. I would have to say, especially if you're hurting at wide receiver from injuries this last week, I think Jalen McMillan is at the top of the list. Baker Mayfield is still an extraordinary quarterback this season. He's lost weapons, but he has rapport with McMillan. They have chemistry. What's the other receiver on that team?
Sterling Shepard.
Trey
Okay,
Palmer.
so I'm not as excited about Sterling Shepard. Do they still have
Trey Palmer.
There you go, Trey Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would maybe go over Shepard, but who knows with how they're going to mix things up. McMillan, though, if I'm using a waiver this week, I'm gonna use it on him. I think he would benefit a lot, and if not him, Cade Otton. Cade Otton has been consistent over the last 5 to 6 weeks. Slow start to the season. Last 5 weeks. First 2 weeks, not very good. They didn't have it going. I think he might have gotten a combined 2 to 3 points the first 2 weeks altogether. But since then, he's been consistent, high single digits, low to mid, double-digit points. So I think Cade Otton's a strong bet. I almost kicked myself in the ass in our family league this past week. I picked up Hunter Henry, and then in the middle of the night before the London game, I decided to. I think it's Otton. I think it's Otton. So I dropped Hunter Henry, went back to bed after I picked up Cade Otton. Woke up, saw Henry had 21.5, and I'm like, no, what did I do? And then Cade Otton, 20.5, 21 points, something like that, on Monday Night Football. So I got saved, but I'm not gonna let go of Otton. And if you can pick him up, you have to use a waiver if you're not hurting at tight end. But most of us are, so you may want to use it.
If you're really hurting at tight end, you could go trade for Cade Otton. He's worth it. With Baker being devoid of weapons, and Otton being as consistent as he's been, go make a trade for him, or at least put the offers out there and see what you can get. If you're weak at tight end, which, like John said, most of us are, go get that tight end that's going to put up double-digit points weekly, because they are hard to come by this year.
Yes, sir. I'd say Otton, or you could still go with Henry because he's obviously going to be one of the favorite targets of Drake May, right? Kind of like a safety net. But what I really wanted to do was go back to the receiver pool. somebody I think that is still not rostered in too many leagues and is probably falling through the cracks because of a bye week. Jalen Tolbert. He is going to be the clear wide receiver 2 in Dallas. Excuse me. Clear number 2 in Dallas. And if I'm not mistaken, Dak has the best schedule for quarterbacks the remaining rest of the season. So I would definitely take a flyer on Jalen Tolbert. He's produced the last couple of weeks. I want to say he had maybe 12 points last week in a bad game against the Lions. And then the week before that, though, he actually outproduced CeeDee Lamb. He had 25 points with the game-winning touchdown. So Jalen Tolbert is definitely somebody I would pick up.
Yeah, that was the Ravens game, right?
Yes, that was.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at that. If Dak and CeeDee can get their chemistry together, you're right. He does have one of the best, if not the best, schedule for quarterbacks the rest of the season. But I don't know, man. Is he going to get there? Because something's been going on. He had a slow start last year, him and CeeDee, and then they got it going about this time last year.
Same after the bye.
And ran into the house. So we'll see.
Run it back.
I hope they tank. Fuck the Cowboys.
At least this week. So
Rest of season.
I'll
Fuck the
take
Cowboys.
this. I'll take this week. So that aside, that's it, fellas. We can go ahead and call it. Not too bad of a pod. Not too long. Hopefully, any new listeners, viewers, spread the word, share our channel, subscribe, encourage others to subscribe. You can turn on notifications so you can get every episode. We're still trying to get up, our subscriber count so we can do live streams. But I think in the meanwhile, if we can't do that, at least us recording on Monday nights and getting the pod out there on Tuesdays will get the episodes to you guys before waivers happen. And you can get that advice. If you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the videos. We'll review them and answer any questions in the next week's episode. And that way we can start interacting, getting to know everybody, and making this a little bit more fun. Also, feel free to, any suggestions, something you'd like to hear or know. We'll do our best to answer it and at least be entertaining.
Definitely.
Sure.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and get involved, please. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We want to hear what questions you guys have, and we'll answer those to the best of our ability. But we just want that interaction with you guys. We're trying to grow the channel, and we can only do that with you guys and your involvement. So like, share, subscribe, and comment. So please help us grow the channel, and
You guys heard the boys. Show us some love. Like, comment, subscribe. We need it. We need the interaction. And what are we doing it for? We're doing it for you guys. Oh, damn.
No.
At least once. Had to do it once.
We almost had it. I was just about to say it must have been for Dale's birthday that we didn't lose him on the call. He's froze. Oh,
Damn.
happy birthday, Dale. Hey, everybody that's watching, go down below, comment happy birthday to Dale. We got him for the whole episode almost. This was awesome.
It's close.
Yeah. Oh, so close. All right. Well, if we don't get him back here in a second as we say goodbye, make sure you leave a comment for Dale. Tell him happy birthday. He's 33 today. Look at that guy go. He looks lifeless. He looks so full of life. Doesn't he? So, and there he goes. All right. So he's gone. But appreciate you all. Make sure you comment below. Happy birthday to Dale. He deserves it. You guys have a great week. Take care. But drop some comments, anything you guys need. Oh, yeah, he just sent a message saying the laptop just glitched. Happy birthday, Dale. So we will see you all next week. We'll record on Monday, post on Tuesday, and like start sharing the channel, our social media pages, everything like that. Let's get the word out. Let's build this thing. I'm ready to get this thing going to the next level.
Yeah, I'm on.
All right, Scott. Well, you have a good one, brother, and we will see you all next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys enjoy your week. Let's win, baby.
Yes, sir.